So at Christmas, my children gave me a 23andMe DNA kit, and because I have been into some family genealogy through the years, and they, of course, now have the health factor reports, and I have grandchildren now, and so my children were interested to know a little bit, about my health history, I think more so than anything, to prepare as they're raising their families. And as Debbie and I have talked for many years, over 20 years, that we have had a sense that there was another sibling. We just have felt this, and I'd even shared that information with my children. So they said, well, we hope that when you get your test results, that everything comes out, the way you want it to. And so the very first person that shows up connected to you on the DNA test is who shares the most DNA with you. And for that particular test, it was Zane. And all I had were his initials and that he was in Maryland. And I didn't know anything else. And I shared that with Debbie, and then we were on the hunt. I said, and then my dad said, or our dad, I got to get used to that. Yeah. Our dad said, well, how can we make sure? He says, well, order me a kit. He volunteered. He was like, immediately, go ahead. And so we went ahead and started that, because it takes weeks to get results. And but on the 23andMe app, there's a messaging feature. So I started, it's like, how do you break the ice? So I started messaging, and I'm not getting any answer. And my dad would be checking daily, have we heard anything? And then I even submitted to Ancestry.com. I said, well, if he's on here, maybe he's looking for us. Maybe he hadn't seen the message yet. So I even submitted DNA. I said, oh, I'm going to find him, Daddy. Don't you worry. I said, I am going to find him. I said, but ZS in Maryland, that's all I had. So, so finally I sent a message. I said, look, my dad submitted his DNA, and because I knew it would show up. If I could see him, I knew he could see me. And I said, the results will be in some weeks. So, and that's when Cheryl messaged me and said, introduced herself, and that she was managing Zane's account, and that they were in shock. They had, again, as he said, he wasn't looking for us, not in that sense. He was looking for his genealogy, his history, and so I started sharing information. I said, well, let me just tell you a little bit. And then I said, can you call me or I call you, because there's so much to share. And so Cheryl let me call her one evening. We talked for an hour. Right. And I crammed a whole lifetime into 60 minutes, I think. And they knew that this was not some fluke test result, that this was a real, this was. And she said, well, Zane's in shock, needless to say, but yeah. Yeah.